freedom, oh, freedom, oh, freedom over me. And before I'll be a slave, I'll be buried in my grave and go home to my Lord and be free.
I heard a man on TV once ask, why do all young black boys aspire to be rappers and athletes and not aspire to be astronauts? Well, sir, maybe because the limits around them have made their space so small that their only idea of shooting for the stars consists of orbiting a ball into a ring. The only way they could ever accomplish a moonwalk had to be a dance move, or maybe if they could move like the speed of light to the end zone before the other team collides into them like asteroids, then maybe they can become a star. See, America preaches that the sky is the limit, but why does it seem like entertainment is the only way for us to soar? So we are taught that faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, but why does it seem like the only thing that is evident is the problems that we could see? From the scenes on the TV screens that tell us that life is not so serene, sometimes I wonder, how could they ever believe that 2,000 years ago a man shed his blood just to purchase them, but yet we live in the 2000s and all they see is the blood shed in Ferguson. See, I understand that the uncertainty burdens them. Burdensome thoughts like, do cops protect or do they just murder them? See, giving them hope is like putting a Band-Aid on a gunshot. Yes, we acknowledge that they're hurting, but the correct remedy is never applied to the pain that they're feeling, so they go through life wounded, but never find healing. But you tell me, how do we heal hard hearts haunted by hatred and convince them that they're still gonna make it? Like, even though your worth in society has been degraded, you're still blessed by the greatest. Even though our history keeps rewriting the pages that say your skin will be the only basis for a society deems you as heinous. See, I'm tired of young black men suddenly becoming famous after their life has been taken, so I have to take out the time to tell them this. I want them to know that they can break down stereotypes like they think we can break down defenders. Like our life is more than just ankle breakers and house arrest straps worn as ankle bracelets. I want to tell them that it's okay to think that calling each other the N-word is absurd because we prefer to be referred to as sirs. No more identity being blurred with a word that was meant to disturb. I want to tell them that I don't fear being handcuffed because the one I fear has me cuffed in his hands. I want to tell them that when I call my woman my rib, that signifies her more than being a piece of meat, but signifies her being by my side. She is more than a chick on the side. No B-word hoe baby mama, but she will be my bride. I want to tell them that their walk with God is more important than the shoes that they walk in, and the designer's name under your souls mean nothing if our designer's name is not over your soul. I want to tell them that the only time they will raise their hand in the air will be to answer a question in the classroom. I want to tell them that maybe people will not look at you as sinners and more like saints when they realize that Jesus didn't look like those pictures society paints. I want to tell them that even though they think you can only shoot baskets or only shoot guns and not go far, I want them to know that they can shoot for the stars. I want to tell them that you are more than prison bars or rapping bars, but I think you can reach bar exams. You are far advanced. I want to tell them that yes, your life matters, and that goes beyond a hashtag, but that was on your tag when God purchased you. And yes, I am aware of institutional racism, discrimination, prejudice, stereotypes, and microaggressions. But I also know that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Unfortunately, barriers are in my way, but no barriers are in my mind. See, this poem may not cause a revolution or even be a solution, but at least you will know that you are a contribution. And I have to remind myself that my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ was probably handed one of the most unfair verdicts in history, and the crime he supposedly committed seem like a mystery. However, God has a history of transforming misery into victory. See, despite what seemingly looked like a tragedy, it was actually God's strategy to showcase His majesty, how He has the vital capacity to still bring beauty even in the midst of depravity. See, He was hanging and beaten, just like my ancestors who willingly sacrificed their life for rights so that I could walk safely at night for rights they couldn't possess the first time because they weren't born white, and for rights so that I may ultimately live a better life and just like Christ. God can make things that are common become legends just to show us His glory, and God's glory was manifested even in the face of injustice, and we have to remember that God is still in justice. See, God is the perfect judge, and He will continue to judge perfectly, and I have to have the faith to believe that there is still purpose even in uncertainty. And one day, yes, one day we will all be free. To that gentleman on TV, we may not all aspire to be astronauts, but at least we are all shooting for the stars.
Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.